New today, an F3 tornado rips through a small Iowa community, displacing many of its residents. We'll give you a first-hand look at the devastation and also some tips to keep you safe should a twister hit. Good afternoon, I'm Dan Jensen.
And I'm Matt Thompson. A different kind of storm has been tearing apart Omaha neighborhoods. The recent rash of violence has community leaders and citizens crying out for peace. This is the Omaha News.
This is the Omaha News, presented by the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, from the studios of UNO Television.
Temperatures are rising and winter has finally lost its tight grip, but spring weather can replace snow with dangerous severe storms. Brandy Rollins has a look at an Iowa city leveled by a tornado and shows how to stay safe in case of a twister.
We looked back and saw that it had gone black. At that point, we knew that the tornado had touched down.
Mother Nature can be devastating. More than 120 homes were destroyed. Fortunately, no one was killed.
We saw the tornado start forming. You could see through the tornado and see the stuff swirling. It was huge. It looked like half a mile at least.
One Mapleton woman said she was at work when the storm hit.
Came home and found all the disaster that happened. I knew the Lord was with us and He watched over my family, and I have the most important things is my husband and my daughter.
After seeing the devastation here in Mapleton, how can we prepare ourselves for this upcoming season?
Head to the basement and then get between something, not particularly under something, but if something happens to your house, you want to have a void of which you can crawl out of. If you have nowhere else to go to the bathroom, get in the bathtub, and then cover yourself up.
Professor Paris says North and South Omaha may experience more severe weather this season.
You're going to have a couple of severe weather outbreaks, but as far as the tornadic activity here into the Omaha proper, I don't really see that happening. I see a lot of things happening north and south of us.
Omaha got lucky this time, but the destruction in Mapleton is a reminder of what could happen. For the Omaha News, I am Brandy Rollins.
Serious injuries and deaths were avoided because proper precautions were taken. When severe weather is coming, be informed, have a first aid kit, and take shelter if a tornado warning is issued. For information on emergency preparation, log on to emergency.cdc.gov.
As Iowa deals with its storm damage, people in Texas are also dealing with widespread destruction. Wildfires have been plaguing the western and southern parts of the state. Nearly 650,000 acres have burned since the fire started. Dry conditions mixed with lightning from the few storms that have popped up are to blame. The National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning for most of the state as well as some bordering states.
It's safe to say citizens of Omaha are tired of violence. The city is still healing from multiple shootings that occurred last week. Anthony Davis shows us how some citizens and city leaders are speaking out.
Enough is enough. That's the name of the organization that met Monday night at North High School along with Omaha parents, but it was also the sentiment in the room among those who came.
And I never would have thought about coming out to a rally like this, but it hit so close to home that I do realize there is a need for change. There is a need for the community to take part.
Omaha saw an unusual amount of gun violence this past week, and now a community is coming together demanding answers.
Don't shut it down. That's what you're paid to do. I begged you to do that. That's what you said that you were going to do.
In attendance, along with parents, was a panel that answered questions from its concerned citizens. In the panel was Police Chief Alex Hayes and Omaha City Council member Ben Gray.
The community is starting to step up and give information, and so we just need to keep that going.
People want solutions to the gun and gang violence that seemed to paralyze Omaha last week, and some had answers of their own.
My suggestion was have some kind of a plan where they can put in community hours or complete an etiquette class, because I hate to say it, but most of our youth today are very rude and sensitive individuals.
After the violence last week, this community has made it clear they want peace and a better life for their children. For the Omaha News, I'm Anthony Davis.
Community involvement is essential to fighting the violence. If you're aware of violence or gang activity in your area, call the Omaha Police Gang Unit at 444-5990. You can anonymously provide information and could receive a cash reward.
If the violence in Omaha has sent chills down your spine, at least it hasn't all been done by the same person. That's what citizens of Long Island, New York have been dealing with since December. Since then, 8 sets of human remains have been found, with the 9th being investigated. Authorities believe a single person is behind all of the killings, as all the victims were women, 4 of which were prostitutes. Residents say although the murders are disturbing, they're not worried about being targeted.
Sex, a topic typically off-limits for discussion, but is it off-limits when it starts affecting people's health? Sexually transmitted diseases are problematic in the nation and Metro. Ian Edgington takes a look at what the community is doing about it.
April is STD Awareness Month, but not everyone wants to talk about these diseases.
Very conservative society, no one really wants to talk about it.
But how is the silence affecting Douglas County youth? In 2009, the Douglas County Health Department found 940 new cases of gonorrhea. The largest number of new cases was 20 to 24-year-olds, followed by 15 to 19-year-olds. That same year, there were 2,657 registered cases of chlamydia. The percent of those that were 15 to 19-year-olds was about 35%. Ages 20 to 24 came in at about the same. One young Omaha man, who requested confidentiality, said the city doesn't talk about it enough.
I don't believe Omaha does enough to even get our STD rate even close to being down, because if somebody got it, they ain't gonna tell nobody.
Sherry Nared from the Douglas County Health Department visits high schools and colleges in hopes of changing the attitude toward STDs.
You know, STDs is like a taboo. So we're trying to turn it around and make it health conscious.
Express clinics like the one Nared hosts out of the Charles B. Washington Library every Tuesday are meant to make it easier for people of all ages to get tested. The goal of STD Awareness Month is to show that STDs are in fact a health issue, not a taboo subject that needs to be swept under the rug. For the Omaha News, I'm Ian Edgington.
The Douglas County Health Department is trying to raise awareness in the community, make it more acceptable to seek treatment, work with local organizations to promote an open dialogue, and increase the availability of medication. After the break, we'll meet a little girl suffering through a terrible disease. But as with a lot of healthcare, her treatment carries a high price tag that her family is struggling to pay.
The medical bills are stacking up, but the family's local community is stepping up to help them emotionally and financially.
Also, an area church is doing what it can to help people through hard times. But how it's doing it may surprise you. We'll see you after the break.
Something wasn't right.
Were they lying to the public?
There was a bigger story here than just a plane crash.
It's become the symbol of everything that's wrong with the industry.
My kid got 6 vaccines in one day and he regressed.
Not only are those children who aren't vaccinated at risk, but those who can't be vaccinated are at risk.
Nobody really knew what was going on. What was it in this market that had to be hidden?
I spent millions of dollars in cash, bribing government officials.
People in power do not like the investigation to come too close to them.
You never hear these stories.
Most local television news only gives you brief headlines about issues that may be important to you. But for more than 10 years, only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information about issues that really matter to Nebraskans. I'm Kathy Wyatt, and it's my privilege to present those issues for your consideration. Join me on the campus of UNO in a program we call Consider This, every week on NET1.
UNO Television.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Welcome back to the Omaha News. I'm Dan Jensen.
And I'm Matt Thompson. Having a family member with terminal illness is never an easy situation, emotionally and more than likely financially.
But when the cost of treatments is causing families to scramble, they can usually look to their community for a helping hand.
Megan Bird is live in the newsroom. She experienced this sort of situation firsthand. Megan?
Thanks, guys. I attended a benefit this weekend for a little girl named Rachel who suffers from cystic fibrosis. It's shocking what treatments this 5-year-old girl goes through every single day. What's more shocking is the price of treatment. A few days before her fundraiser, Rachel tells her mom, "I am so excited for my spaghetti dinner for cystic fibrosis." And although she may not be able to pronounce it, this brave little 5-year-old knows the damage it is doing to her body. Rachel undergoes 2 breathing treatments every day to rid her lungs of the heavy mucus buildup.
If you've got any kind of a heart in your chest at all, you'll realize that this little girl's been through a lot. $6,000 a month in meds is a huge amount, and when a family goes through that kind of consistent kind of medical attention, you realize that this girl's been through a lot. So, you know, besides just for Rachel's purposes, but just for cystic fibrosis in general, the government doesn't put any money into support for funding finding a cure, so this is a way that everybody can help throw some money at helping cystic fibrosis. So we're here, we're having some fun, we're eating some spaghetti.
Along with the spaghetti feed, hundreds of people showed up for the bake sale and silent auction, with all the proceeds going to help find a cure for cystic fibrosis.
I think it puts hope into Rachel, hope into the leaders, and hope into their families and friends around them.
Oh, it's been fantastic. So I can't believe it, more than we ever expected. So just great support. So we appreciate it.
For more information on how you can help, check out Rachel Rays of Hope on Facebook or go to cff.org to donate. Dan, Matt, back to you guys.
Thanks, Megan. Speaking of finances, consider this a last-minute reminder. Tax day is Monday, April 18th. It's on Monday this year because Friday the 15th falls on Emancipation Day. There's still time to file your taxes, but you may want to get a move on.
Like last year, the United States Postal Service will not extend post office hours on tax day. If you're ready to mail but your post office is closed, other locations are open until 10 p.m.
To see a list of locations open late, log on to USPS.com and click the tax day banner.
Nobody likes a mess. We're not talking about spilling your spaghetti or knocking over a full trash can, but the messes in people's lives. Brandon Bartling shows us how one church in Omaha is helping people find beauty in their messes.
King of Kings Lutheran Church is a pretty big church. For example, attendance on Sunday, April 3rd was about 2,500 people between 3 services. Every Easter, that nearly triples when it hosts its Easter Sunday service at Quest Center, Omaha.
Our Easter service at the Quest Center is something that we've done as a church for going on 20 years now.
But this Easter, this big church is also trying to clean up messes, big or small, by creating a website called beautifulmess.me.
I think it's kind of like almost a diary, where people can share what's going on inside of them.
Users can log on and post their own personal messes.
Can you help this person's mess? Can you bring beauty to that?
Or help someone else with their mess.
We're going to do everything we can to meet all the needs that we possibly can.
The church has been getting the word out about this site through car magnets, lawn signs, t-shirts, and other means. As the website has picked up steam, so have the number of posts. For example, Ada posted, "Been a single mom all my adult life, so much to do. I'd love to have babysitters that drive, 3 children to care for." Anyone can log on and offer to help her out. But what's interesting and frustrating is that most people are remaining anonymous.
Then when given the opportunity to check the box that says, "I need help," they weren't.
But Pastor Zender believes that will change.
More people are saying, hey, if these people are really serious about this, maybe I will say I need help.
Remember, this site isn't exclusively for King of Kings members, so anyone who has a mess to post or a desire to help can log on to beautifulmess.me. For the Omaha News, I'm Brandon Bartling.
The website was originally meant to run through Easter Sunday, but its creators say they're weighing whether or not it will stick around. If you'd like to post your own mess or help someone else through theirs, log on to beautifulmess.me.
Coming up after the break, UNO's move to Division I wasn't the most popular thing ever. One regent's spot is being challenged because of his vote. We'll show you who it is coming up.
Also, now that UNO is a Division I school, the Mavs are undergoing some dramatic changes. The logos have changed, but what else is on the horizon? There may be much more to moving to Division I than you might think. Keep it here.
Something new. Or reach beyond.
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
When you want to peer inside.
There's something wrong here. This isn't normal.
Will it seem almost impossible? Or push the limit?
Large tornado! It's humongous! You need to get out now!
When you want to dive deep.
These divers are like astronauts.
Our human nature is to push into places that we don't know about.
Or go to the edge.
There are other worlds out there.
We don't know exactly what we're going to find.
When you want to find new frontiers.
I was truly astonished.
You just don't ever know.
Nova.
Wednesdays on NET1.
Breathtaking. Electrifying. Inspiring. Award-winning documentaries produced by UNO Television offer you a window on the history of Omaha and the world. Beginning with the acclaimed 2-hour documentary on the history of Omaha, If These Walls Could Speak, UNO Television has developed a reputation for producing high-quality programs that explore, educate, and enlighten. These outstanding productions can be part of your home video collection. For information about purchasing VHS or DVD copies, call 554-2516 or visit our website at unotv.unomaha.edu.
You're watching the Omaha News.
In less than 3 months, UNO will be an NCAA Division I school. The University of Nebraska Board of Regents unanimously approved the transition in late March. However, the decision was met with a lot of unrest, and weeks later, a regent's seat on the board is being challenged.
To move to D1 in sports at UNO was not a popular one, and the regents here have been flooded with responses.
I think we all had over 1,000 emails and many phone calls and all kinds of stuff. So there's certainly been plenty of feedback. Most of it was pretty cordial. There were some more aggressive than others, and some that used the caps lock or the shift key pretty liberally.
At least one person has already announced his candidacy for the regents' election in 2012 in response to this issue. But political expert Paul Landau says this issue won't be as divisive as people think.
Their jobs and sort of the things that matter to them on a day-by-day basis. The football program or wrestling program or sports in general at UNO is probably not very high on most voters' lists in terms of issues of importance.
Several seats on the board are up for re-election, but most of them are running unopposed. So far, the District 4 seat is the only one being challenged. Elections will take place during November of 2012.
The move to Division I is ready to go as far as the regents are concerned. But are the university and its facilities ready? Adam Hilt sits down with UNO officials to discuss what comes next and the changes.
Changes can already be seen at the UNO Athletic Department as the university moves to Division I, something Director of Athletic Media Relations Dave Allers knows all about.
Now the region approval has come and gone. It's up to our athletic department to begin preparing to be Division I, and that's not necessarily an easy job, but it's part of the, it's all part of the process.
a process that may involve a few more tough decisions for the university.
We like the field house for its character, but the field house has sort of outlived some of its usefulness as far as being a top-flight Division I home.
A change in logos, a change in facilities, and a change in sports all lead to one thing, the hope for a change in fan support.
And we're Omaha's team. It gives somebody from Omaha something to associate with instead of, Nebraska football.
And with hockey leading the way, UNO is trying to reach the ultimate goal.
Certainly have an opportunity, to compete for both conference championships and, maybe make a splash in the NCAA.
With us right now is reporter Adam Hilt, here to give us more insight into the decisions and drastic changes. Thanks for joining us today, Adam.
Oh, you're welcome, Matt.
Adam, when can UNO begin to compete for NCAA Division I championships?
Well, there is a probationary period they'll have to go through in Division I, so they won't be able to compete in, say, your March Madness tournaments or for any Division I titles until 2015. Now, that does exclude hockey because hockey has been Division I since its inception.
Okay. What are UNO's plans for their facilities?
Well, like you heard in the piece, the field house is a quaint little place to play Division II basketball, but it is not a Division I home. And that's one of the major challenges UNO is going to face is where are they going to put these Division I teams? The other challenge that is obvious to most people around campus is we now have a football field but no football team. So what to do with Canigula Field, a soccer complex, or tearing it down completely, these will be things that will be decided as the progression of the plan moves forward.
What changes can we expect to see first on the campus?
Well, we've already seen some of them. We have the O and the new bowl that was designed as new logos for UNO. And, for me, the next thing you see is we're going to start playing Division I schools.
All right. Thanks again, Adam. UNO will officially join the Summit League on July 1st of this year. For more information on the Summit League, check out their website at www.thesummitleague.org.
After the break, the Omaha Royals have new branding and a new ballpark. Are they ready for their first game at Werner Park? Stay tuned.
University of Nebraska at Omaha is where you'll find unlimited possibilities in academic, campus, and community life. Step up to the metropolitan advantage at bmf.com.
Face of America is about the diversity of our country. We're the only nation in the world consisting entirely of immigrants. Even the Native Americans were immigrants 16,000 years ago. I wanted to show that not only were we a country of migrants, but we could measure that degree of migrancy through people's DNA. We have 12 people representing the diversity that is at the heart of the greatness of the American people.
I find it fascinating to know where people are from, why they speak their language, what was their history. And I think it's important to know where you've been to know where you're going.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the greatest documents I've ever seen.
He's one of the founding fathers.
Oh my God!
My dad hadn't talked much about my maternal grandfather, so it was really interesting to see the path that, his dad took to come to America and really forge a life for all of us.
Now, this is what an officer said about your grandfather. He is unquestionably the company's best soldier. In the New York Times.
Yeah. I knew he was a special man.
Faces of America is my 10th documentary. I'm living a dream, and that dream was born in my living room in West Virginia watching PBS.
Watch online anytime at pbs.org.
I'm Ray Suarez for in-depth coverage of the global events that affect your life, as well as complete coverage of top domestic news. Tune into the new PBS NewsHour.
Weeknights at 9 Central Time on NET2.
UNO's athletic program isn't the only local program to undergo some major changes. With a change of scenery and branding, the Omaha Storm Chasers are making their final preparations behind the scenes for their 2011 season.
Everyone's going to be blown away when they walk through the doors.
Before that can happen, there is still a lot of work to be done before opening day for the newly named Omaha Storm Chasers and their recently finished stadium, Warner Park, during a period that is usually time off for employees.
Well, the new season normally consists of an off season, and this off season hasn't really been an off season per se.
Well, getting ready for this new season, everything used at Rosenblatt pretty much had to be overhauled.
Preparing a new stadium for a full season of AAA baseball has proved to be a challenging task with a limited amount of time.
It's going to come down to the final day, cutting of grass, putting up signs, getting everything ready with table placement and chairs. But, you know, it's all been worth it, and we're very, very excited to open up Warner Park here coming up on the 15th.
After all the changes during the off-season, the Storm Chasers are ready for opening day.
Right now, you know, I think the whole staff just really wants to get the 15th done and get back in baseball mode. That's what we know the best, is we're able to do the things we've done at the ballpark when we do them well.
We're excited for opening day, and it's been a long time coming, but it's here, and you know, we're ready for it, and we're excited for what's going to come.
I think there'll be some normalcy, even though it's going to be longer days and even longer nights, but we're used to that. And we're really excited about the fun challenges that present us with all the new stuff we have at the brand new ballpark.
I think once people get into the park and really see what we're talking about and what we're trying to build here, they're really going to enjoy coming to ball games at Warner Park and watching the Storm Chasers play.
The Omaha Storm Chasers opened the gates to Warner Park on April 15th against the Nashville Sounds.
Thanks again for choosing the Omaha News. We hope you've enjoyed this semester's broadcast as much as we have.
Even though this is our final newscast of the semester, we'd still like to hear what you think. Email us at youromahanews@gmail.com.
Look out for our documentary special about obesity in Nebraska. Watch Overweight State throughout the month of May on TKN and NET. Find showtimes on our website at theomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, have a good night.
I'm Meshach Taylor, actor and public television supporter, encouraging you to become a fan of UNO Television. Located on the University of Nebraska at Omaha campus, UNO Television is a unit of the College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media. Student crew members are trained and placed in broadcasting positions that give them real-world experience. Many students move seamlessly into jobs within the local television market. UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
This is what we cover
on Need to Know.
This isn't just a Mexican problem. This is a joint problem.
The idea that the future could be better than the present.
I'm humming my own discontent.
I've been mocked because I'm a, quote, creationist.
This is not a boom or bust industry. This is a renewable resource.
Your job as an investigative reporter is to get information to people who need it.
This is an extraordinary event that calls for extraordinary measures.
Friday night at 8:30 Central Time on NET1.
Big week this week. The president has really come around.
I've got 2 sound bites.
Okay, so Alexis will talk about what?
I think Tim Kaine was talking about.
But the point is that they've been pulling their punches.
The whole politics of what's going on in Washington right now.
But what other words we want? Let's just start with what we saw was playing out in front of
illustrated.
Our eyes was the exact opposite.
Oh, yeah, I got to get that done.
Right.
Washington.
What time's Dad is coming?
Friday night at 8 Central Time on NET1.
NPR News during the day and cool jazz at night on NET Radio's new channel, HD2. You can listen online anytime, anywhere, on our website, netnebraska.org/radio. In the Lincoln area, you can also listen over the air using an HD radio. Find out more about this new jazz and news service from NET Radio on the web, netnebraska.org/radio.